like a goddamn saint. Driving with my head down, going to the paint.
Hey, everybody. You are listening to the Golden City Podcast. I'm your host, Davis DeBoom, and I'm joined by my co-producer and technology guru, Skylar Malenke. I believe everyone has a story worth hearing, so I set out to find those stories. Welcome to the Golden City Podcast.
Eyes closed, driving too fast. Give your girl a case of whiplash.
And we are back. It is spring semester 2020 in the lovely Iowa City. Today, I'm happy to have on my friend and upcoming artist, Derek Hansen, also known as Yungmanderek. You just heard the beginning of his song Whiplash in the intro, so if you like it, go check him out on Spotify. I highly recommend it. He's the real deal. So, without further adu, thanks so much for tuning in, and enjoy.
I laugh when you call me what I'm not. In the crowd.
I got into high school, but yeah. So he's always been talking to me about like, dude, we need to start a band. We need to bring back the '80s. The people want the hair bands again.
Hell yeah.
And Skylar's a hell of a drummer. I told him that. And Taylor just recently bought a bass guitar. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see if how that goes.
Yeah, dude.
But
It's crazy how these sounds just kind of come back.
mhm.
Like, I know the like guitar aspect of like these guitar type beats and rap like really like caught my interest.
Yeah.
So that was one of the turn-ons, I guess, for me. I just liked hear like the sonically just how they sounded. I think the first let's see. The first person I ever listened to was Johnny Cash.
Really?
Love Johnny Cash.
I love Cash
love
too.
Johnny Cash. I think it was because like we'd go on road trips as a family, and that's like all we like the only CD we had.
Yeah, he's a legend.
No, yeah. So then that hasn't stopped. I still listen to him at least like once a week at the least.
So is the music that you make, is that like your favorite music genre, or is that just what your music style
Yeah.
just kind of evolved into?
I guess that's like the stuff I usually just listen to. Granted, it is getting like saturated, like this guitar stuff, like more emotional type rap. It is getting oversaturated. And that's the thing. Like as someone who wants to, kind of get forward, be innovative, you kind of have to find new sounds. And this is why I think it's so interesting because like this 80s sound, like with those synths.
Yeah.
Just like that's kind of coming back, or more like futuristic stuff is coming. There's like a new trend that's coming in.
I personally feel like the real gangster rap, the hardcore rap is kind of on its way out. You think so?
Yeah. Like more so just like the sound, like I guess what you want to call it is like the old head, like the Tupac sound.
Yeah.
Where it's more like
The real hardcore
their staple is the lyrics and like the hardcore, and
Mhm.
like there's not much to the beats, but just how you flow over it is I guess that's their trademark, is just how tough they are, how they flow over it. Now it's more just kind of, and it's kind of sad to say it, but like it's really just how the music itself makes you feel. Okay. It's like okay, for example, when I was in high school, I was like the only one in Southwest Iowa, which is a really rural area. Southwest Iowa, I was like the first one in my high school to listen to Lil Uzi Vert.
Okay.
Because I just like dancing. Like I thought like it was like he lyrically wasn't the best, but like his sound was so different
No,
like,
I
ahead of the
understand.
time. And so like I always got so much shit for listening to him in high school, but I was
Really?
like screw it. It was fun to listen to. So but then like people, I've had a couple of friends message me like, damn, you were really on something, like, because like they like just the intrigue of Lil Uzi Vert is
I
something.
feel like there was an explosion of rappers and artists with just like Lil something.
Mhm. 2016.
It was only Lil Wayne, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden there was like a ton. There's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, like
So-
Lil Wayne was like, he was the first rapper, like official rapper that I was like following.
okay.
Like, I heard Tupac and I was like, yeah, this really ain't for me. But I'm not saying like I relate with everything Lil Wayne says, but like he did have a way of kind of reaching a broader audience
Mhm.
with.
No, he did for sure. I have never been super into rap. There's only
Right.
like a small sliver
Mhm.
of rap music that I will like get into, and Lil Wayne was one of those.
Yeah.
was one, someone I was
Yeah.
into.
So that like the Lil Wayne introduced me to Drake.
Mm.
So then Drake was like, I guess, revolutionary in the fact that someone that can rap, about killing people, than going to singing about girl he misses and like crying in the club.
Exactly.
So like I just thought that was kind of cool, like how someone can do that. And it's just really cool to see how like rap it, like I know people say like raps is changing, but like it's changing like almost every week. Like something new comes out and it just sticks.
Sure.
So that's the hard thing, I guess, because I'll be honest, like I just kind of do this stuff, like the music stuff, for fun.
Well, right. It's the same reason we do the podcast.
Exactly. Yeah, because like I know some people, and especially like around here, I've got to know some like local people who do music as well.
Sure.
They have good intentions, but it's like this is going to be a song that blows me up. This is a song then
they're really focused on success
rather than like the song itself. Like
sure.
I don't force anything. Like, you know, if I'm not feeling like, if I'm writing something and it's just not sticking, I'm just
I totally understand. I have the same philosophy for how I do the podcast. I don't script any episodes. I don't try to like, you know, prepare to make it like the best episode ever. Right. I just have someone on and just see what happens.
Yeah, thank you for having me on, by the way.
Of course.
Huge honor for someone to think I'm interesting enough to be on a podcast. So that means a lot.
Well, it's been pretty cool to see you come up. I mean, I'm not sure when it was. I found out that you were making music. How long have we known each other? Maybe 2 years?
Yeah, it was the summer after freshman year.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when I started.
I feel like I just knew of you through mutual friends.
Yep.
And I probably, you know, heard you were making music at some point. But fast forward to now, I mean, your top song on Spotify has got like over, like 20 20,000 downloads?
Yep.
Which is pretty cool.
Which is beyond anything I could have
awesome.
thought of, but it's really cool. It's small, but
what was the name of your song? We'll play it in the intro, maybe. The one I'm thinking of. It's I'm sorry, it's slipping my memory.
Like recently or
Whiplash.
Yeah, Whiplash. That one. Yeah, that one's good. I showed that one to my buddies, and they were like, "Dude, that's fucking awesome."
Hell yeah! Thank you.
It's very good. Yeah. Well, I'll put that on the party bus this weekend for you.
Hell yeah!
Throw that on the playlist.
Yeah, that's we were talking a little bit before we started about how I can't make the party bus, but it's my mom's 50th birthday, so I turned 21 last week, and she turns 50 today at this time recording. So but. Yeah, hopefully she doesn't see it because we're surprising her. So hopefully it's sorry, Mom, I'm 21.
I don't think many people over the age of 25 are listening to us.
No, I saw good though. Maybe someday. Maybe they'll be like, "What are these Zoomers up to?"
Well, I understand. I follow you a little bit on Twitter, and you got a new song out, or like multiple new songs coming, or
So I just kind of, like I said, I don't really force anything. Like I just focus on one song at a time, and it's just usually to get an emotion out or just something, like an idea popped up. I'm like, okay, let's just roll with it. So this last song, at the time of this recording, I released it last week, the 24th. Yeah, 24th, called Closer. It was really fun to make. I try the thing I guess I need to work on as an artist. And I really hate telling like I'm an artist. I really don't like saying that.
Call it what it is.
Like call it what it is. But it's just finding a new sound.
Okay.
Like something that is not yet, or like someone's tried it, it hasn't stuck with them. I don't know.
No, I understand. You got to do something different to stand out.
Exactly.
Especially because like we were talking about my friend who's a really good singer. Dude, there's a lot of good singers out there. There's so many good. I'm not one of them. But,
right.
But
well, I'm not either. I'll just be honest. If you guys don't know, I use autotune. I'll just break the ice right there. Like it's just, it is what it is.
But like I remember back in the day, people used to rip on T-Pain for using autotune. He's
got a beautiful voice.
I know he's great. He's a great singer. He just used autotune because he likes it.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And I like it too. But it's
makes for a nice sound.
Although autotune can't fix everybody. Like you do have to sing somewhat remotely in that key.
I don't think it would fix me.
Right. Come on, man. Don't be so hard on yourself.
But anyway, what was I saying? No, if you're gonna be like my friend Andrew, he talks about this a lot. Like you gotta just being a good singer, a good musician's not good enough. You gotta do something different.
Yeah, exactly.
The people that make it to the top are something else. And I always think of like Zach Brown in the country world. Like he's different.
Yeah.
Or guys along with country with like Luke Bryan and like Shelton.
Yeah. Well, I guess like the best example is in rap. I don't know the best example, but probably the most widely known example in modern day rap is 6ix9ine.
Okay.
Like
Really?
just doing something different, like yelling. I don't know. I don't respect how he got to where he was, just because it was mostly just like internet trolling and stuff.
Yeah,
And
I don't know a lot about him other than what I see flash up on Twitter.
He's a crazy character to follow, and like I'm not like.
I thought those memes were funny.
No, they were
him
hilarious.
when he was in when he was in trial or whatever.
Oh yeah, he's supposed to get out. What this year, like November. This
he was
year?
like ratting on people like right and left.
Oh,
or
yeah.
something.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just what I mean is like he had a little something different about him, and that's why people, hate or love his music, you know who he is.
Right.
And I guess that's the thing. I guess maybe his thing was more of his image that got him.
Yeah, no such thing as bad publicity.
Right, exactly. And I think that you can see where that shit gets you.
Mm-hmm.
Gets you in the clink. So
or in jail.
Yeah. Man, it's that was a shit show to watch go down. But I mean, I was kind of happy he went in jail. But all I know is if he ever drops an album, which a lot of people don't know, like these artists nowadays, they just make song after song after song after song.
How do they do that?
And but like that's their job. Like that's the thing. Like they'll just,
are they getting help or
like? So yeah, they'll just go to the studio. Like on their free time, like they'll have allotted studio time.
Do you record in the studio?
I don't. So I record from home. And
was that my computer? That green button on the bottom left. Hit that. Yeah, there you go. Goddamn thing.
So,
anyway,
technology, right? So I record from home, so the apartment, and I have just like a mic like this, pretty much, kind of just the same setup.
Cool.
And so what I'll do is like go on. What I usually do is go on YouTube and just kind of look up beats, because I follow you, like subscribe to producers, and they just give you instrumentals
just for inspiration.
Yep, and like usually it's gotta be one where like you kind of get a hook, or you kind of already have like, ooh, this beat makes me feel this type of way, or this type of way.
Like and just once you hear it, you're like, oh yeah,
yeah. Like, and it's a long process. Like, if you want it to be good, at least like it takes time. Like, you can't just be. At least I'm not one of those people. Like, I can't really freestyle, and like that's okay, I guess. Like, but it's gotta be something where it sparks emotion. You can you can write down something without thought.
Mm-hmm.
And those are usually the ones that do the best for me, I guess.
Okay.
And then I'll just record it, and then what I do is, so I record in GarageBand, which I probably should upgrade to what you guys got, this Logic X Pro. I think I said that right. But
hey, I could not tell you the first thing about how that shit works.
No, it looks fancy though.
All I do is I sit in this chair and I talk. Skylar does everything behind the scenes.
Yeah, dude, like audio tech is so like I'm still learning. Yeah. Every time I'm recording.
That's why you need a Skylar.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, I kind of do.
Not know that much about
I kind of do. So there's this girl. When I first started, I would just use GarageBand, and I thought it was the coolest shit ever. Like this song was so good. I was so happy. But like I would listen, I'm like, something's not right. Like the bass is not there. My voice is like distorted or something like that. And this was when I was still so new to like making music. I saw like mixing and mastering. Like I don't remember where I found it, but like this is like a key to your music, or like because if the song doesn't sonically, is that the right word?
I guess. Yeah,
I don't
roll
know.
with it. I understand what you mean.
Yeah, okay. Like
I play. I played an instrument growing up.
Right,
so
right. Like I'm just gonna say sonically sound good. Like people just skip it, and like so the mixing mastering, what they do is like equalize the frequencies of the beat and your vocals, and they mix it up and just kind of add some different layers to make it pop or like just stand out a little bit, make it sound more professional.
Yeah. Okay.
So this girl was offering it, and I just was scrolling on Instagram, and so she's been the one helping me ever since.
Really?
So yeah, and I give her credit because like it's like she like charges $15, but for the work she does, it makes it sound like I was in LA recording it.
Cool.
So she definitely helps. I don't think I'd be, if she's watching this, if she ever watches it, I'll probably send her the link. But if she watched this, I very much appreciate using,
Cool.
Means a lot.
Well, so I'm curious, like, what's your process? Like, okay, so do you start with your lyrics, or do you start with like you find a beat and then, or is it all kind of happening at once? Is what
it's usually the beat first. Like, I really gotta like, ooh, this beat makes me feel this type. It sparks an emotion. Okay. So like if I'm listening to it and I'm not feeling anything, I'm like, all right, on to the next one. But once that one goes, and I just kind of out a melody or
Yeah.
some type of flow, and then I'm like, okay, then I just kind of go to the drawing board writing, and then if it sticks, it sticks. If
Do
it
you
doesn't,
make this mix like on your own, or
like create like the melodies or how it's like
Yeah.
said. Yeah, usually I've always been kind of decent at like picking up what I could do
Okay.
on it, and that's always, I think that's the hardest part nowadays, is because the melody can like make or break the song.
Oh, I totally agree.
Like the catchiness or like,
Mhm.
and I'm not saying I'm perfect by any means. I know I've sung songs, I look back, I'm like, damn, I could have done this, I should have done that.
Well, I've always felt like, so as I told you before, I played the piano for a long time, and I don't claim to be like a musical expert or anything, but I've always felt like if a song does not have a melody, if it does not have a good melody, or if it doesn't have one at all, then I'm just not like, I don't care. It's like a movie without a plot.
Exactly.
It's
well,
like,
and that's the thing. Like, I've never been a huge fan of like the lyrical, mysterical, like, you know, that really heavy lyric, like Eminem. I love Eminem's old shit. I'm not saying like I hate Eminem, but like it's just this wave of like the Logics, the fast rap, like it's slowly dying out. Like, I'm not saying it's bad by any
it's
means,
a lot of just fast lyrics on top of a you know, okay melody.
And it really depends on who you are. Like, if you're someone that can just sit down, plug in your headphones, and really, you know, catch the lyrics, then yeah, it's gonna mean a lot more to you. But nowadays, it's like, I don't know, a lot of people rather just, you know, have the beat and have I guess a catchy tune and dance.
Well, I feel like the beat's so important. I feel like
it is so important.
That's what everyone cares about. That's what they seem to care about.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I just like this music because of the beat.
Right.
Like, oh,
like there's some artists like, yeah, I like it because the beat. Like Playboi Carti, for example. Granted, this is why I love Playboi Carti, because he just has so many different voices. Like, he tries the craziest shit, and but mostly it's just because how he goes about the melody and the flow on the beat. Like, his music definitely is one. I don't listen to lyrics. I just listen to like head bob and stuff.
I especially like artists that have a lot of variety, that can do multiple different genres. And the one person that's the most mainstream artist, I guess I would say, that I'm really into is Post Malone. I think he does that.
I got Bud Light because of Post Malone. I saw a Post Malone commercial the other day. I'm like, I gotta get
I think he's something special.
Oh, dude,
like, he
so
can
good.
do it all. And I think it's so funny that I heard from somewhere that he got interested in making music because he liked to play Guitar Hero. Yeah. He is one of my favorite human beings on this entire planet. Like, if this man were to die, I don't know what I'd do. I never hope, knock on wood, that like never happens. Yeah.
Like, no. But like, he is
well, speaking of that, I feel like the last time we were gonna get you in to record, this was a couple months ago. That was like right before Juice WRLD died.
Yeah.
And I know that
that really hurt.
That you're a big fan of his. So.
And that, like, he was the artist that like said, okay, like, he was kind of like one of the first ones, or like one of the ones to really bring this like emotional rap to the mainstream.
Yeah, he kind of popularized that genre.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And so, like, I was kind of like going through it at the time when I first discovered him, so I'm like, hell yeah, this guy's awesome. And just watching his story, like, and how he came up to be and whatnot. So when he died, like, I remember I woke up, I think it was after a long night too, so I was a little groggy the next morning. But I had like 3 or 4 people text me like, yo, Juice WRLD died. I was like, shut the hell up. No, he didn't. And then what's the first place you go? At least for me, the first place I go to see if someone died or something bad happened, I go to Twitter. Yeah. And that's all that was on my feed. I was just devastated, dude. Like, and the eerie thing is, and like, I know it's like, oh yeah, he wrote that song, or like he wrote the song about X and Lil Peep dying. And then like all the legends die and fall in the making. Like, that was one of his lyrics, and like all this stuff foreshadowing how he died.
Is it the 27 Club?
Yeah.
Is that the age?
When you what's a 27 Club when you ain't making it past 21?
Okay.
And he turned 21 like a week earlier. Like,
he was only 21.
Yeah.
God, I'm almost 21.
Yeah. That's a crazy thing. Is like
insane.
That's like me dying right now.
See, 21 would have felt really old to me if I was like 16 and I was into his music. But God, I'm almost 21 now.
He's a month older than me, pretty much. A month and like 13 days.
Wow.
But that death really hurt. Like, I know another death that hurt was XXX.
Okay. I wasn't as familiar with his music.
He's one that I think you would like, because he does like a crazy amount of variety. Like, he can go from those like screamo songs to doing cocaine.
I've only heard like his most famous songs.
Yeah,
I've never heard,
so like he'll
most
do
of his other
like
stuff.
sad, like, and then he could go to like he did a song, his last album before he died, ? He did like a song, like there was one song he did screamo with, no, that wasn't with Kanye, that was after the one after he died, but he did like a couple screamo songs, and he would go in these like just guitar only, and just he has a really good voice, and then he'd go to like he got these Spanish artists to make a song with him, and the song's like I don't even speak Spanish, LOL. But like he flows so well on it, and he just it's just really cool to see how he could go from this screamo type stuff to this rock to this pop to this whatever he wanted to, like that. I think that's rap is like kind of breaking boundaries, as like we've seen with like Lil Nas X, because like his
how do you think that these guys get the attention that they get? It seems like they just come out of nowhere, but they've obviously been working for a while, and then all of a sudden, it's just like bam, they struck a nerve. Yeah. It's like
I think TikTok was the reason why Lil Nas X got so big.
Really?
Yeah, because his song was like the only thing. I didn't have TikTok at the time this song was blowing up, so I can't say for sure, but I'm pretty sure like his song was the one that everyone was doing dances to and stuff.
Sure.
And then for like X, I know one of the things that propelled his career was like, I think that "Look at Me" song, and then like right after that released, he was like in jail. So like people were like, "Oh, what's next for this kid?"
Well, it was like Bobby Shmurda.
Bobby Shmurda, yeah.
He had like
Doesn't he get released soon? I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Free Bobby Shmurda.
Free Bobby till it's backwards.
Oh, I remember being in high school when he was big.
Yeah, that was like the thing to do, the Shimoni dance.
Yep.
Dang.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just it's weird to see, because the internet nowadays, like anybody has a chance to make it big. And like, and I think the reason why Lil Nas X got so big is because he did something different. Country rap was like, still like not like, it's still really not a thing.
Well, he took two totally different like music genres and put them together, and it was funny.
Yeah, and now he has like the biggest song of all time.
Yeah,
like ever. Like it's beyond like probably this time last year is when it was really getting big. But like this time 2 years ago, he was just probably like us, just chilling in apartments, doing what he liked to do.
That song's been remixed so many times.
I know, just to think.
It's like Billy Ray Cyrus, Mason Ramsey,
dude. Mason Ramsey, his verse on that remix, bars. Like no one can tell me different.
Dude, Mason Ramsey's a killer. He's gonna be big someday.
Oh yeah,
he already is big.
But he's big.
But dude, I saw like an Instagram post from him, and he posted a clip from one of his new songs. Yeah, that was like, it had to have been written by like Florida Georgia Line or something.
Nice.
Like it was. There's no way this kid came up with this.
Nice.
It sounded like a
a
smash hit country song.
Nice.
And
I'm rooting for him.
I can't remember exactly what he said, but he, in the caption of this Instagram post, he like added Millie Bobby Brown.
Oh
yeah,
I gotta look at that after.
Dude, these are like 15-year-old celebrities, like catcalling.
Is he even 15?
Oh, he's got to be younger than her.
Yeah,
she's 15.
She's 15.
Yeah, he's got to be like 13, 14.
Yeah, how crazy is that though? Those kids are that young and that famous.
Yeah,
like,
and we're rooting for them.
Yeah.
Like they're
they're like
kids.
Our idols.
My little sister's a sophomore in high school. She's the same age.
That's the thing that, like, I feel like a lot of people like don't really know how much that pressure like could get to you.
Oh, I know. Being a child celebrity.
Yeah, and that's the
your
thing.
chances aren't good.
And I guess like the big thing in the music industry, especially after Juice died, is like just the mental counseling that these like young artists don't get.
Yeah,
like they're thinking like that label should start like.
Well, imagine yourself at that age, and all of a sudden you got thrown into stardom.
Like,
it'd probably go straight to your head.
Juice was like what, 18, 19? We got like a $3 million record deal, and then like all the shows and stuff. So like, yeah. I mean, just getting that, pushing that spotlight. Granted, that's probably what he was dreaming of since day one, but still, that's gotta take a toll on you, because
for sure
you don't know if anybody's in your circle because they really genuinely want to like are there for you, or like,
you don't know who's your friend,
right?
And like going on tour, and your record company probably expects so much out of you. Yeah. It's draining.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
They're just sucking you for your money.
Yeah.
So,
and the sad thing is, I just saw this today because I was some guy that I follow on Instagram was talking like, go look at this page and see how sick this guy is. So what this guy's doing is getting unreleased Juice WRLD songs, which there's thousands of them, and what he's doing is selling the file for like $1,000.
Really?
And people are buying it, like, because like people believe like, yeah, this is something I'd like to own. And it's so sad, like, that people are making
money off his death.
Yeah, off his death, and especially off his art that you know he worked so hard for. But that's the thing that hurts. And like, I know a big thing nowadays, I think with almost every artist, regardless of the genre, is like leaking. Like, hackers get into it and then selling it, and then like it just messes up the releases and stuff. So I don't know. It sucks. It's just, granted, I hope I never get, I don't know, to the level of where people are trying to hack me for my music. But
there's some artists that have found success without like a record or anything, or without a contract, or
like Chance the Rapper,
like
Mike Stud.
It can be done.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
it takes just that thing. It definitely takes like a lot of trust in your team, because like it's a team process. Like, you gotta have someone that's, you know, looking out for your tour, someone that can set up spot to spot, someone that can do, you know, take kind of the daily stress. Like, you just need to go do this, and I don't know. That's from what I know. I don't know a whole lot, but it is a rewarding process, but it's definitely a lot more draining, I believe, because it's just so much hard work. Because I mean, those labels, like, they just pour so much money into promoting their artists and stuff, and promoting all their stuff. So like, for you and for the team to do that, it does take a lot more work.
Right. Whereas, you know, a record company is like, they have unlimited resources.
Oh yeah. They're like, yep, so just go do.
You're just another artist to them.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a sad thing. Like, that's the thing that worries me about the industry, is just like, the mental health of all the artists. Like, because like, they're doing their own thing day to day, and they probably do. Every artist probably has like a project they really want to drop. They really like this song. They really want to do this, but at the end of the day, they can't. And yeah, it's sad. But what are you gonna do? It's the music industry.
So when did you make like your first song? Around was that?
So that was like summer after freshman year, and that's when like Juice was kind of like big. Like, he kind of like put his name out there. He wasn't like the biggest thing yet, but
you were like,
big.
all right, it's time.
I was like, all right, let's try it. Like, I've always been I've been raised, and I've always like tried, like, if you know what, give it a shot. My parents are really good at raising me, like, you know, do what makes you happy. Don't give a shit what people think. So that's what I did, and I tried it, and I thought, I'm like, yes, this is the best song ever. Like, and it was like, I look back at songs from like 3 months ago, I'm like, this is garbage, but just because I'm hard on myself like that. But it was a nice like catharsis type of thing, like just getting emotions out. And
I think that's good though. You said something like, you thought that your old music was garbage, right? I talked to Skylar about this once. Okay, sure, there you go. He's summoning the jewel. There it goes. There's a YouTuber named Nick Bear, who
does that sound familiar? He
was a infantry platoon leader in the Army. And while he was in college, he was a nutrition major. And then when he got out of the Army, he started a like supplement company.
Okay.
And he's got like a big gym and stuff too. So he's a YouTuber, and I've seen a little bit from him. And like, I heard some advice from him about making videos and like on his content as far as that goes. And he said, if you're not cringing at the stuff you made a year ago, then you're not improving.
Right. Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So I was kind of like what I talked about with Skylar when we first started. I'm like, you know, if our first couple episodes don't go, you know, real well, that's I'm not gonna let that.
They sound pretty shitty.
All right, but like, I can say like my first song, if I were listening to it today, I'd be like, Jesus Christ, this sounds like ear rape and a half. Like, that's a good thing. Like, I think that should apply in like everything. Like, if you look back and, you know, a month ago or 2 months ago or 3 years ago, and you could just look back like, wow, I did a bad job. Wow, I could have done better. Then that means you're doing better.
Exactly. Like, you know, Tanis, she was our first episode.
Interesting listen, by the way. I
very awesome. She's got so much cool stuff to talk about. But that was like our first time using this recording equipment, and so it was.
I thought you guys did a hell of a job, to be honest. So,
well, thank you.
It was a very enjoyable listen. I was listening when I was working out. So, if that means a lot.
Pump up music.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate it.
I don't know. Yeah. Sometimes like I'm just like in the mood for music when I work out, and sometimes I'm just like, nah, I'd rather like
No, I
catch
feel
up.
that.
But yeah,
For sure.
but yeah, just going off that, like it means you're trying to get better at least. Like I know a lot of these artists around here, and they won't listen to this, but
yeah, it's all right.
They're like, yeah,
shit
like
talk 'em all.
yeah, shit talk them all, screw them all.
Yeah.
No, but like they are very content with where they're at. And I'm not trying to say like, oh, I'm better than you, but like they can do better. Like
Yeah.
I could definitely walk up to someone like, you can do better. Like go back to the drawing board. Like, and I want that for people like around me. Like you can do better. Go back to the drawing board. Because if I'm just surrounded by a bunch of yes men, then I'm not gonna get any better.
Oh, I feel that.
And I think that's a good thing about me is like I'm really hard on myself when it comes to like stuff I do. So like if I do mess up, I'll be like, shit, all right, back to the drawing board. Let's do it again.
No, I feel that.
Yeah.
When I go back and listen to some of the first podcast episodes we recorded, like I'm pretty hard on myself. I'm like,
Right.
God damn, like,
But that just means like you have the drive, you want to get better.
You know,
like
I'm like, why did I say that?
Yeah.
Or like, oh, I cut so and so off at this point. I should have let him, keep going.
Right.
Like, so.
But I don't know. Like it's a lot of it today is we're not pointing the thumb, we're pointing the finger. Like
Sure.
It's not my fault I did that. It's not my fault I did this. It's not my fault it ended this way. And that's something I guess, my parents really taught me is like, if you want to learn and grow, like you got to be accountable for your mistakes.
Definitely.
And, your mishaps, I guess. So.
And it helps to have people in your camp that are hard on you.
Yeah.
I mean, Skylar's a bastard sometimes. He's like hounding me to get people scheduled and like, dude, we got to work on podcast stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
and then
all the time I'm like, all right, chill.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, okay, all right, we'll get on it. All right.
But yeah, my bad for our schedules. Yeah, this was supposed to be done a while
it's
ago.
always
but
tricky.
but once again we made it work. But
we're all in college. You mean
we're busy. We're busy people. We got lives. We got good lives to live.
Yep.
But yeah, like my roommates, they sometimes like they give me compliments, but sometimes like you can do better, and I'm like, yeah, I appreciate
Derek,
that.
this song of yours, it fucking sucks.
Yeah, like honestly, like if they said that, like I'd probably like I'd listen to it again. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably fucking right. Like I wouldn't be butthurt by it.
Oh, that's great.
So yeah, like and there's this thing. So how I got a little more exposure than I ever thought I would. So there's this YouTuber, Patrick CC. He does like this more underground music type of stuff.
Okay.
So he just makes. It was about a year ago is when I first. So what he does is he does these live streams on his YouTube channel, and he would just pay like a small fee. It's usually like $15. And what he would do is he'd listen to it, and there's like 200, 300 people watching that stream.
Yeah.
And he's got a big platform on SoundCloud where music kind of gets shared out and whatnot. And what he would do is he'd play your song through and through, and he would just say like, oh yeah, I really like this song, and like give you tips either way if you liked it, if you didn't.
Sure. And
so he really liked my first kind of like big song was Better Off, and he reposted it and put it in his video when he had like 30,000 subs.
Okay, cool.
And that was how
got some recognition.
Yeah, so I got some recognition. And
so
then
who's this guy?
Yeah, so yeah, and then he was like, well, he really botched my name in that video too. So it's Yungmanderek, all word, but this is how he said it: Yungmanderek. I was like, bro. I mean, granted, there's no spaces, so I was like, I can't be mad.
Yeah, how do you look at that and go, Yungmanderek?
Yeah.
It's obviously young man.
There's situations where he definitely said it wrong. He realized he said it wrong, but
yeah. Well, he like in the video, he was like Yungmanderek. With these names, I don't even know anymore. And then he just like, and I was like, fair enough. But then I got also Whiplash, the ones you guys really like. I really like it. I still like it. That's probably one of the most proud ones I really released.
Slaps.
It's like it. That yeah.
Scott, we were listening to it in the car on the way to Walmart.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way to
doing
be.
some shopping. I'm like, brand new whip.
Hey. Hey. See, like put some auto-tune in that. You're good.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna have to cut that part.
I'll
My voice is.
that part
Just that part.
Oh,
yeah,
please, thank you.
But so last summer, that was when the song released, and I was like, yeah. I was sending in songs. He liked Better Off. He liked a couple of them, but then he wasn't really like. He's like, no, man, like you gotta do something different. And like I credit him to like me wanting to get better because he does have a lot of connections with people in like the music industry, or like people that are just pushing that mainstream. And he just makes really good like YouTube videos as well. But he knows what he's talking about. Granted, he's not an artist, but he knows. He's been around enough, like he knows. So last summer he made a video. Like, it was a funny video. I definitely recommend everyone who's watching this check it out if you're like a music rap fan, especially. He would DM or email 100 artists to see what their like feature prices would cost.
Okay.
So he like did like a bunch of rappers like I can't even think of them, like oh my god, he did so many of them. He did like Mike Stud.
Okay.
He did so many of them. Cash Doll, The Baby. Like, and like he was acting like he was like an agent for an artist.
Yeah.
He really wasn't. And so that was a big video, and it got like 3 million views. So like that was a viral video. So why that's relevant is because like he was blowing up. Like he gained like 50,000-70,000 subscribers in that like 2-week span.
Yeah.
And then he had like that stream. He would have that stream like every Wednesday, Sunday. So I sent in my song, and I was like, all right. And like at the time, I was like, I'm proud of this, but like I don't know if people are gonna like it. It's a little different beat wise, and from what I was doing. And he loved it. And he goes,
Really?
he picked like a great stream to go off because like that was like he had like 500 viewers, like that was his most.
Really?
So then he put it in his new video, that summer, and like he puts like a top 20 songs from my stream, and he put it in there, and that's how it blew up. He put it on a Spotify playlist. So.
Cool. Have
Big
you done
shout out
any
to him.
have you done any collabs with anybody in Iowa City?
No, and that's and like that's the thing. All right, I'm gonna let you in on some shade again, but so there's this kid. I'm not gonna drop names, but
It's all right. I won't know who they are anyway.
no, I'm not. I'm just not gonna drop names because I don't want to. There's no beef. There shouldn't be beef, but I don't know.
Yeah.
You never know with people. Like,
It's all right.
so I was like, all right, let's collab with people in the Iowa City area. And I was, kind of reaching out to him. And me personally, I have an all right platform, like both Spotify, like on everything.
Sure.
And like if someone asked me to do a feature, I'd be like, yeah, like $10, like just so I can make some like pocket change off of it. To get, but this kid had a way smaller platform than me. Not really my sound per se. Like I don't think we'd match very well, but it'd be fun to see what we could do. He's like, yeah, I'll jump on that for $250. I was like,
how about no?
Yeah, I was like, bro,
What?
like I get it, and like as an artist to another artist, like I get it. If you think your work is worth that much, hell yeah, go for it.
Sounds like he's trying to scam you.
But like I was just like, no, is that worth it? Is that worth?
Yeah.
No, like, and no offense to him, but like that's the thing with me is like I don't have enough of a big confidence to like charge people that much. Yeah. Cause like I don't even come as mediocrely big. Like I'm just like, it's like, yeah. So like, it's hard for me to, I don't know, be cocky about this stuff. Cause like, I know I still am not the best in what I do. Like I like my stuff, but like, isn't the best? Absolutely not. I still have lots of room to grow. So I don't know. It's just, and it's hard. I've never liked cocky people.
Yeah.
Like I get being confident. There's a difference between like confident and cocky.
No, I understand.
So
completely.
like I don't really mess with cocky people.
Yeah.
So that was a big turn off on that. And that's the thing. It's just like these people around here and everywhere, people think they're just really hot shit. Like, I don't know. That's just not me.
Damn. Skyler, could you imagine if someone was like, yeah, I'll be on your podcast, $250. I'd be like, all right, yeah, okay. You can meet me at the corner of fuck and you. Okay. Absolutely not.
Yeah, and I've reached out to like artists that like my budget's not big whatsoever, but like the features, like they do help you growing wise, like like they'll get put on their page and they'll like share it and stuff. But at the end of the day, like I'm like, do I gotta really, like, you gotta really think about your wallet at the end of the day. So, and I reached out and they're just a little too high, and it's nothing against them. Like those are the people I reach out to, and if they're too high, I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like that is worth, you are worth that. Cause like, and a lot of those guys, like that's all they're doing now. Like this is their form of income. So, yeah, just it's hard for me. Like I do need to get more collaborative. I think that'll help me grow, at least get more exposure. But I've tried. That's what I'll have to say about that.
I think it's cool you record out of home though. I mean, one of me and Skylar's favorite bands is AJR. I don't know if you know who they are.
Yeah.
And they record everything from their apartment, which
they're
is
like
insane.
And they're good too. Like I'm not gonna say like a huge fan, but like every song I've heard, I'm like, this is cool.
Oh yeah, and Skylar's seen them in concert and
How
claims
are
that
they live?
they're awesome.
Oh, dude, they're the most fun concert ever.
I bet.
Like they put on it's not a concert, it's performance.
Oh yeah,
That's what
like
it is.
it's definitely
Cool.
Yeah.
It's highly recommend.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. Like these last couple months, I've been trying to like, cause since rap like I don't know, like I hate it. This is like my biggest pet peeve, like doing this music stuff. Is like someone will introduce me like, yeah, he's a rapper. And I'm like, Jesus
like
Christ.
not
'Cause
really.
yeah, like I'm not like I just kind of look like I'm not like that. Like
Yeah.
when people think rapper, it's just like
Yeah, no, I understand. You don't really associate with that image.
No, and I guess the other thing is like I don't really care about my image. Like I'm Derek. I'm not gonna try to be somebody I'm not.
Sure.
And that's the thing. A lot of these people like I'm this, I'm that, and they're not. And it's just that's another thing about the music industry. A lot of it is off image. Like, well, I'm trying to think. I guess 6ix9ine could be another one. Like image. Like everyone just made fun of his rainbow hair, but at least you knew who he was.
Sure.
Image. I mean, Post Malone has a good image.
Yeah.
Like he really does. Like
I think that he really excels at being like a really likable guy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's
like,
genuinely himself.
He doesn't like flex on himself. He's not cocky.
No.
Every video I've seen of him on Twitter is hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Like when was it? He was in Las Vegas and he was riding in the back of a Humvee, like on a turret mount.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And he was just
videos.
like had his tongue out on like the Vegas Strip, and like you see the military tactical vehicle, and he's got it on, and then he turns the camera back on. And he's like, "Vegas, baby!"
Vegas, baby.
Like, what is he doing?
Just like, and he does his own thing. Like he has like a place in Utah, and like he's just like, I don't know. I really enjoy just Post Malone as a person.
Yeah.
And especially like his music just makes it that much better.
The crazy thing is, like, if you looked at him, you would think he's like a giant scumbag.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He's got tattoos all over his face, and he's got like he looks like he hasn't showered in weeks.
No, I know.
Like if I showed a picture
of
of
his hair though, that long hair was getting to me.
Like, if I showed a picture of him to my grandma, she'd be like, "Oh, so this is the type of music you listen to?" Okay.
Yeah, no, I show my mom, and because like my mom and dad are interested in like what I post and like my music and stuff, and they listen to it all, and like I'll always get a text like, "You shouldn't be saying cuss words." And I'm like, they're just words, Mom. And
my parents have never heard an episode of this podcast, and I hope they don't. So
yeah, my parents watch, they watch. If not. But like what I'm saying is like I showed my dad Post Malone because I was like, this someone, because like he likes country music, and he's like, I don't know, Post Malone's kind of the closest thing to like country.
Yeah, he kind of has like a country vibe.
He's got like a homebody
Yeah.
vibe, like especially his personality. So I showed him a picture of them. Or I played a song. I think it was "Stay." Where he's just just playing his guitar and stuff. He goes, "Dang, this guy's got a good voice." And I was like, "Yeah, this is Post Malone." And he goes, "Oh, what does he look like? Is he black?" I'm like, "Jesus, Dad." I was like, "Jesus, Dad." I was like, "No, I want to see a picture of him." He goes, I was like, "Here it is," and he goes, "Damn, that's a lot of tattoos." I'm like, "Yeah,
he's got tattoos on his eyelids."
Yeah, dude, he just does what he likes, and that's the thing. He's one of like he's a role model in the sense that he does what he likes.
He's authentic.
He's authentic.
Yeah,
that's what I strive to be like. Even if it's not music, like anything I want to do in life, like people can tell I'm genuinely happy with what I do. I do what I want to do.
For sure.
And I think everybody should strive for that because I don't know, life's too short, as we've seen this last weekend with.
Oh God,
Kobe.
I feel like there's been so many celebrity deaths since.
Yeah, it's sad, man.
Since we nearly had you on a month ago.
I know, it was just
Kobe Bryant.
That was that. Okay, so I was coming back home, and it must have been like 30 minutes after it happened. And I come in my apartment, and my roommate goes, "Yo, Kobe just died." I'm like, "Shut the fuck up!" Like, no, he didn't.
Yeah.
And he goes, I was like, "Don't play with me." And where do I go again? Twitter.
Yep.
All my feed, and I was just.
Oh, it
didn't hit me until Monday.
It's still a big thing on Twitter right now, and it's just tragic.
Mm-hmm.
No two ways around it.
He had that like energy, like like everyone dies, but like I didn't think he would die. Like, just because like his mentality and everything.
I mean, I grew up playing hockey. I mean, I talked about this with Lucy, right? I hardly know anything about basketball,
right?
Other than I had some friends that played it.
Mm-hmm.
Never really followed the NBA, but I mean, even I, who's in a completely different sports fan world, am able to recognize like, wow, that was some shit. Like Kobe's gone.
Yeah,
and his daughter, which is just
and that's the thing.
Terrible.
the thing that haunts me the most whenever I think about it is like just think of those last moments.
That's a hell of a way to go. Like that's terrifying.
God, like I don't know if that's like people like I guess that's a weird way of finding closure through it all is that they were in each other. Like I believe they were in each other's arms.
I'm sure he was.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like Kobe's nightmares, probably worst nightmares were both happening. One, him dying, and two, his kid. So
it happens though, man. Yeah, sometimes like I want to say a few months ago there was a military helicopter crashed in Minnesota in St. Cloud,
man,
and a couple soldiers died. I mean, like,
yeah, it's just,
they're not.
It just makes you put life in this perspective. Like,
yeah.
I know one guy on ESPN said, like, you know, squash any beef you have. Like, tell the people you appreciate. Like, you appreciate them. And
everyone on Twitter was like, "Yo, the LeBron, Kobe, Jordan debate is over officially.
We're done.
It's all love now."
Yeah, it's just.
I want to say I heard a story about Kyrie. Like when he found out, he just left the building. He just took off.
Yeah, like a lot of people are saying, like it's not a long shot. Like it's not a bad take to think if Kobe retired this year, because like he lost his grandpa, or I'm gonna mess these up, but he lost very important members in his family, both at a young age and recently. And Kobe, I saw a video recently where Kobe was the first one Kyrie called after he won a championship, 2016.
I know they were close.
Yeah, they were super close.
Yeah.
So like I don't know, loss after loss after loss, just it could get to anybody. So I don't know.
Right.
And especially, it's really tough. Like non-basketball fans don't get, like every NBA player was influenced by Kobe. Like
for sure.
Like just his mentality, the way he played.
Well, I mean, they're talking about canceling games.
Oh yeah, they canceled the Tuesday night. Yeah, Tuesday night they canceled the Lakers-Clippers game.
And who was it? Was it the Mavericks? They took like a 24-second
penalty.
penalty.
Pretty much every they should have canceled the games overall, because like, and this is the NBA has been big on like mental health, like awareness and stuff. But to see them keep playing those games, like there's players sobbing on the benches, like you could just tell like this game didn't mean jack diddly to them. Like they were just it was just so sad. It still doesn't feel real. Like I wasn't the biggest Kobe fan by any means, but like by God,
I wasn't either. Right, but I mean, anybody who is like
he was one of those deaths you're gonna know where you were when you found out.
Yeah,
like that's that whole day was really sad. Like because we went to me and a couple friends went to Airliner that day, and like that was all everybody was talking about. You could hear. So it's sad. It's real sad.
He's an icon.
Yeah.
And I feel like he was a very respectable athlete too.
Oh, absolutely. He
like as a person.
Like on the court, you'd probably hate him, but like off the court, like he was such a great
guy. Lakers fan.
Yeah, unless you're a Lakers fan. But like you gotta respect how well he played.
Yeah,
like,
he's just the intensity.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like there's no one like him. But off the court, like dude won an Oscar. And like he was doing so many different things like off the court. So like that's the thing. Like yeah, people remember his basketball career, but like he was still in such like in the beginning chapters of the rest of his life still.
Right. Like well, he had just retired.
Yeah.
God, that's.
And I'm really glad. Like I'm really glad I watched that last game he played in, because that was.
I remember when that happened.
Yeah.
He dropped the mic and said, "Mamba out."
Mamba out. Like that. Yeah. I'm really glad I got to witness that. But it's just so sad.
Yeah. I feel.
Oh man. Well, that took a real sad turn.
Sometimes we have our ups and downs on the Golden City podcast.
It is our world. It is reality.
Yeah. So I'm not. I've never been a big basketball guy, but I don't know. Did you play growing up?
Yeah. That was one of the first sports I played. That was baseball. Baseball with like t-ball, as everyone did. And then. Soccer, because I hated soccer. Like I
come on, bro.
I know, like I never.
He's hurt Skylar's feelings. A big soccer guy.
Like I was tempted to join the intramural league, even setting up, but I was like, I am busy.
Dude, I'm gonna get hurt.
Yeah, like that's the thing. But like,
are you playing?
No.
But that's the thing. Like I'm not, and I wasn't that good. It's not. I didn't hate it because I wasn't that good, but it's just like little me like didn't like running at the time. So I was like,
well, it's funny. Like. I'm from Minnesota, which is a huge hockey state, and I come from a big hockey family. My mom stuck me in soccer when I was in kindergarten.
Yeah.
Exactly. I maybe lasted 1 year, and my dad was like, absolutely not.
No.
Like, you're done.
You're done. You're done. Yeah, my
son will
parents
not
weren't-
be
yeah.
a soccer player in the state of hockey.
Yeah. My parents weren't too upset that I quit, but
Yeah.
they just wanted me to get doing something. And I made a lot of friends, whatever. It was
Yeah.
fun. But then basketball was the other one, and I really like basketball. Like I like watching it.
Mm-hmm.
My mom being close. So I'm from Missouri Valley, Iowa. So I'm really close to Omaha.
Sure.
And so my mom graduated from Creighton University.
Okay.
So we always went to Blue Jay games, like back in like before they were. So like they were really good when my mom went to school. Granted, that was a while ago. She just turned 50 today, and so they were like kind of like nah for the rest. And then like I gotta watch them like middle school, like they kind of came back to like national spotlight again.
Right.
So that's where I kind of really like learned to love the basketball. I remember like LeBron James, my all-time favorite player. I'll die for that man.
Mm-hmm.
So like he was like one of the first, like my babysitter, she had a GameCube, and one of the only games she had was like NBA Live, like 05, 06.
Yeah.
It was like LeBron's like first or second year. And I remember I'm like, dang, this LeBron guy is really good at basketball. So like I'd always be the Cleveland Cavs. And it was a lot of fun. So that's where I guess my love. But then I played it and I really liked it. And I would always go out, like we had a hoop in my backyard driveway, and I would just be shooting, pretending I'm hitting game winners and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, the typical childhood.
I don't follow much basketball in the regular season, but I like watching like March Madness and the
March Madness
playoffs because I mean, if you're a sports fan, you
Oh,
know
yeah.
that playoffs.
I agree.
Doesn't matter what the sport is, playoffs
Right.
is different.
Right, exactly. Like, cause I agree with you. Like the regular season, other than football, the regular season, pretty much every other sport just drags and drags
Yep.
and drags.
Unless you're like a huge fan
Huge
of
fan.
that particular
Huge
sport.
fan. Like I thought baseball was like my number one, but I can't watch it. Like
I think football's different in that they only have so many games and they only play once a week, you know. And whereas like I'm a huge Minnesota Twins fan, but they play so many games.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you're a Twins fan too, right?
I'm a Cubs fan. I know.
I thought because you like the Vikings.
I know.
Maybe.
I'm all over, dude. So it's Vikings and the Cubs. Just because like the Iowa Cubs, that was like one of the first like major or minor league games I gotta go see. So I was like, I'll be a Cubs fan. Why not? I don't know how this minor league baseball stuff works, but if it's Cubs, I'll root for them. And then since I played with LeBron and the Cleveland Cavaliers on GameCube, I'm like, I'm gonna be a Cavs fan, and I still am. So that's sad because they're awful. But I agree. Like the playoffs are just so much more fun to watch. Like I watched when the Cleveland Cavs. Like I hated LeBron when he left to go to Miami. I watched that decision. I absolutely hated him for like that whole time there. I couldn't watch basketball for a little bit. But then he came back, and I was so excited, and I watched that season, watched him win the championship. So that was really cool. Yeah. So at least one of the teams I was rooting for has won a championship, because I don't know the Vikings ever will. But,
like with hockey, hockey's probably like the fourth or fifth most popular sport. It's not really.
If I knew the rules, I'd probably watch it a little more.
Yeah, it's such a niche sport that most people don't follow it. But I always tell people, like, dude, just watch the playoffs. The playoffs, will get you into the sport, because
watch that then.
That's when all the guys are, they're not playing for money. They're not playing for whatever. They're playing for glory. And hockey is a bloody, gory game.
Oh, yeah.
And fights break out, and all the players grow their beards out. And
love to see it.
It's awesome.
So you're a Wild fan, I'm assuming?
Yeah, unfortunately. The state of hockey just cannot have a good hockey team for whatever reason.
Like who's the team in hockey right now? Like who's the team to beat?
I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah.
I mean, St. Louis did really well. I think
did they win it last year?
I think so. Yeah, if I remember.
I remember Christian Arnett tweeting about it like 25-8.
I don't follow the NHL like religiously.
No.
But yeah, he's a big St. Louis fan for whatever reason.
But yeah, so yeah, the sports were a big part of my life. My dad was my baseball coach, and so that was interesting. I know sometimes like he's my baseball coach pretty much throughout my whole baseball career, and I really thought I was like, oh, I'll go play college baseball like he did. But it just kind of came like senior year, like I was all right, I was okay, but I think I just didn't have the love for it as much as I thought I did, or I would at that point in my life, where I'll be like, yeah, let's go play college baseball.
Baseball was a sport I never cared for. I sucked at it when I played it, and but as I get older, it's grown on me.
Yeah.
Especially with the Twins being really good.
Yeah.
This past
Yeah, they are pretty good.
season.
Buck Daddy. I like
Yeah.
Buxton. That is it. How do you say his name?
Byron Buxton.
Byron Buxton, because Brian, my roommate, big Twins fan as well. And he's got the Buxton jersey, and he always just says Buck Daddy. So.
Well, I got Big Kirby up here.
Hell yeah.
One of the best ball players of all time.
Hell yeah.
Oh, dude, I grew up in the wrong era. I'm telling you.
Yeah, what era would you grow up in if you had a choice?
Like, dude, my dad was born in '68 and he graduated high school in '86.
My dad,
I feel
85.
I feel like that was the time
that
to
was
be
the
alive,
time, dude. I agree.
My dad got to watch. That was like the pinnacle of Minnesota sports too.
Yeah,
that was back when the Gophers were really good at football, which maybe they're starting to come back now. We'll see.
I'm rooting for them. Just make Big Ten better. Like I'm rooting for them.
But like Kirby Puckett in '91 in this Game 6 of the World Series, he hit a walk-off home run. It's like one of the most famous baseball moments in history.
Hell yeah!
And they went on to win the World Series, and they haven't won it since. Yeah. They haven't even come close.
But Vikings fans, I guess, from my dad, a lot of heartbreak during those times too.
Oh yeah.
But there still is heartbreak. What are we talking about? Blair Walsh.
Yeah.
I guess we ever. Yeah, I guess our only
wide left.
Wide left. But I guess our only glory moment, I guess, that I've been alive is getting the NFC Championship game and then AP fumbling on the 1-yard line, and then the Saints, those cheaters. Brett Favre.
If only the Vikings had a better team when Adrian Peterson was in his prime, that would have been something.
They would have been.
He was.
Nuts.
I don't think that there has been a running back like him since.
I think Dalvin Cook, like how the NFL is today, more pass heavy.
Yeah.
More kind of finesse, not so physical. The running back renaissance is real, as we see with like Derrick Henry, like those type of physical running backs, how they could take over a game.
Yep.
But I think they got a very good pick in Dalvin Cook. Like he definitely does.
Yeah.
Best of both worlds.
He's great.
Yeah.
He's like he has some flashes of greatness. Yeah. I remember watching him and I was like, man, he reminds me of like Adrian Peterson his rookie year.
Oh yeah. He's just he's fun to watch. Like he has that wow factor. But yeah, the Minneapolis Miracle, I guess, is the only highlight I guess I really remember.
Dude, when that happened, I went fucking ballistic.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
Stephon Diggs chucks his helmet. I was like, bro, did we just do that?
Yeah.
Minnesota?
Yeah.
No.
That shit, that happens to us. It doesn't happen for us.
With Case Keenum?
No, I know. That's what I was saying. But, like, the funny thing is I was watching that whole game, and my dad's one of those yelling fans. Like, he'll just, like, he's one of those yelling so the state of Minnesota can fucking hear him.
Yeah.
And, like,
that's
I
great.
used to think when I was little, the amount he yelled, I'm like, why don't you just fucking be a coach, Dad? Like, why don't you just go up there and get a job? But what I'm saying was he was kind of like, he's like the more pessimistic guy.
Yeah.
And that game was kind of out of reach. That wasn't like impossible, as it was possible, but at the time it was like impossible to come back. He's like, maybe next year, Derek. And I was like, no, like I didn't move from my seat. I'm like, I'm just gonna sit right here. And yeah, he goes, and then we watched the game, and Stephon Diggs goes up, caught it, and my dad's yelling, "Get out of bounds! Get!" Oh my God! Like when we were I ran around my house like 18 times.
Yeah.
Like, just so happy.
That
was my first time I've seen my dad cry a little, like shed a tear of happiness for a sports team. So that was really cool. I'm glad I had that moment with him. So hopefully we can win a Super Bowl.
My dad had a moment like that. Like he graduated from Minnesota, and he had a moment like that recently when the Gophers beat Penn State. That was the happiest I've seen him in so long.
That was a hell of a game. And then to come, wait, did we beat him the week after? Yeah, we beat him the week after.
Yeah. So they came to Iowa City, and then we beat them, ending their like
they put it on
18-game
Auburn
win streak.
They beat Auburn, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they put it on
I don't
them,
know,
too.
Dude, the Hawks are tough to beat at home.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care
Especially
who you
like
are.
a night game.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Kinnick is different.
Yeah.
But
I've had good moments with the Hawkeyes. Like I've had more good moments than heartbreaks than with the Hawkeyes and the Vikings. But
that's funny you say that though. When I was a kid, my dad used to scream about Gopher hockey. Like college hockey is something that hardly anybody watches unless you
are passionate about it.
Yeah, played hockey growing up. You went to a college that had a good team, and I remember as a kid, I'd be like in my bedroom like playing freaking GameCube, Xbox 360, whatever, and I just hear downstairs, "Woo!" Like,
just
like,
going nuts.
go for scored, apparently.
But yeah, isn't that kind of funny though? Like, I don't know. I just thought of this, but like, you know how, at least for me, I was kind of like one of those gamers that would get yelling and stuff. Like when I got my first Call of Duty.
Oh, there is
Like-
no game that could piss me off like Call of Duty.
Right. So I'd be yelling, and I remember that was probably like the first time I was ever like cussed in front of my parents.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember like, you know, cussing, and I remember my dad, he goes, "Watch your mouth," from upstairs. And now I'm just thinking about it like, well, why can't I call him out for yelling at sports, like where he has no control over anything that's going on? I don't know. Maybe in another lifetime I'll yell at him.
Call of Duty will make my blood boil.
Dude, it's
No other
infuriating.
game can do that.
How do you like the new one?
I was like really into it when it first came out.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is sick. Modern Warfare's back. The graphics, everything's cool. It looks good. It sounds good. But I think the thing that Call of Duty cannot get over, that I can't get over, is that ever since they started going to the 3-lane map system, I just get bored of the game.
Yep. Wow. Yeah, I know what you mean. I
Like
guess I never
all
really
the
thought of
maps
it.
they're the same
Yeah.
build with just different cosmetics.
Yeah,
It's like
you're right.
you can either
Damn.
go straight,
You might have just
can
ruined the
go
game
left,
of Call of Duty for me.
or you can go right. And I think that's what set Modern Warfare 2 apart, is that it was like one of the last games where the maps were
That was the
asymmetrical.
that
right?
my first Call of Duty that I played thoroughly was Black Ops.
Uh-huh.
But then
Black
I
Ops
got-
was really good
Black
too.
Ops was good, but then I got Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
I'm like, yep, this is awesome.
I think that, I don't know, what sets it apart, Modern Warfare 2, that was a different era of gaming.
God.
Anybody who
Oh
played
God, you've been through it.
Modern
all.
Warfare 2, like, you know that was a different time.
Yeah,
That was like
yeah.
the peak of
Oh
video
my God,
games.
The
you know?
lobbies in those games, bro.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
I mean, I could probably rattle off at least like 80% of the maps, the
Oh, yeah.
names, the guns,
Yeah.
everything. I could not tell you any of the maps from the new Call of Duty. I
No.
just like, I don't.
No. Yeah, I
But-
understand. Like, yeah, like I remember that was like one of my first like interactions. Like as a kid, I was very like kind of like not sheltered. What should I say? Like very to myself a little bit.
Introverted.
Yeah, introverted, but like every little kid is. Like
Sure.
you don't have social skills. But that was my first time like talking to a stranger and across the world and getting cussed at because I suck and stuff. So like
when
Like-
you're in 7th grade and
yeah,
somebody like
some fucking 40-year-old
Yeah.
just cussing you because you missed a shot. Like
calls you names you don't even know what he's
Yeah.
saying.
yeah, so that's fun, man. I don't know. Like I told my dad was like, you should quit playing those games. So I'm like, I was always like, well, I could be out doing drugs, Dad. Would you like that?
Oh, I pulled that one of my parents so many
Yeah.
times. They're like,
Yeah.
why don't you go
They
outside?
they just don't understand. Like that was like that's our social interaction with our friends. Like,
Yes.
and like I'll definitely like if my kid wants to get video games. I'm like, hell yeah. What do you want? Like
Yeah.
as long as you've been getting good grades. Like go
I
for
remember
it.
when I was like 6 years old, my little sister was born, and my dad bought me a GameCube, and that was like the first system I had, and that was his biggest mistake. Was
He's
I got
probably
hooked.
like, ah, shit.
My dad had like probably dreams of me being like a star hockey player, star athlete. Like, dude, you ruined it as soon as you
Yeah.
bought me the GameCube.
Yeah, game over. Dude,
Yep.
yeah, I understand. My first one was PlayStation 2.
Okay,
So
that was a good system.
That was fun. That was
Yeah.
a lot of fun. So
I still remember. I think one of my favorite games. Well, my buddy had a PlayStation 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2.
yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is now available on Xbox One. You can get it.
Damn.
Yes.
Oh, damn.
That game was my shit.
Dude, it
growing
is
up.
the shit. Like that
Um,
game was good. I got one of my first games was like it's not Ratchet and Clank, but it's by the guys who made Ratchet and Clank, I think.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Jack and Daxter.
I'm familiar with Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah. Jack and Daxter. There was like a SpongeBob game. I think that was the first game. I
Oh,
got.
dude, some of the old SpongeBob games were
dude,
the
they're
shit.
fire. Like, they're,
Like the battle for Bikini
that's
Bottom.
what it was. That's what
Yeah.
it was.
Dude,
like that game. Oh man, I get so infuriated. Like I was one of those kids. Like I would like hit something with my controller because I was so damn mad at it.
Did you ever play a game called like it was like Lights, Camera,
It sounds so familiar.
there was like a SpongeBob game that was about like movies.
Yep, I know
It
what
was-
you're talking
It was
about.
Lights.
Yeah, and you had to, like set the scene and stuff.
Yeah, there was like some kind of like
Oh my
competitions.
God.
It's just search SpongeBob Lights, Camera Action maybe.
Oh, lights, camera.
Lights,
what's it
Camera,
say?
Pants. That's it.
Oh no.
Bro, that game,
That is so it. I
I
remember
played that with my sisters. That is, wow, I'm getting nostalgic.
Holy cow.
Oh.
Bro, it's probably been like 13, 14
Sponge-
years
yes,
since I've
SpongeBob
thought of
Lights
this game.
Camera Pants. Oh, this
Oh my
is
goodness gracious. This is actually happening.
yeah.
Holy cow.
I remember I was into my buddy had Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
See, I didn't get into Grand Theft Auto until Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, I would say the same for myself.
yeah.
I played it because my buddy had it,
Mhm.
but I did have my mom hated this game, The Simpsons Road Rage.
That game was fire.
Yeah,
That game was fire.
yeah.
Wasn't that like the Simpsons GTA?
Yep. Yeah. Here's the
Oh
SpongeBob
my
game.
God.
Yeah. So you'd like play
Yeah.
against someone with these little competitions. Oh, that
I
was
remember
so
that,
much
dude.
fun.
That was so infuriating. Like out of this world infuriating.
Yeah. There were so many good games back then.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so wild.
Oh yeah. Recently, over break, I put like way too many hours into The Witcher 3. I don't know if you're familiar
I've
with
heard
The
of
Witcher.
that. Isn't that like a Netflix thing now?
So that's how I got into it. I saw the Netflix show The Witcher, which I heard of the game. So I was like, all right, well, I'm kind of
Yeah.
into the fantasy genre. I was a big Game of Thrones fan until they ruined it with the last season.
Yeah, I haven't watched that yet, so don't spoil it for me.
Oh,
I heard
dude.
last season sucked, so
Just-
I'm not looking forward to it. But
That we don't have enough time to talk about Game of Thrones.
Start a whole new podcast for Game of Thrones.
All right, but yeah, I was into that genre, so I was like, okay, I've heard good things about the Witcher video game, right?
right.
So I checked out the show, and I was confused for all of it. So I was like, all right, well, it's winter break. The game's
Right.
on sale.
Right,
So
might
I
as
bought the game, dude, like 50 hours later.
Dude, I heard it's
it's
one of
the
those
shit.
games like it's
it was
hard
really
to-
good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that respect. I
Uh-huh.
have a hard time now. Ever since I love story mode games,
mhm.
and then I got Xbox 360, and that was my first like online experience.
Yeah.
And it's been so hard for me ever since to like go back to story mode games.
Yeah,
Like I really
you have
gotta
to
really enjoy.
you have to like let yourself get into it.
Yeah.
I
know.
because if you don't, then you're gonna get bored of it really
Exactly.
quick. But
yeah. Like one game, I don't know if you guys know, you might, I don't know, Kingdom Hearts. So it's like
I
a
feel like I'm
mix-
familiar with
it's
that
a mix
game.
of like Final Fantasy and Disney characters, and the reason I love it is because like that was one of the first games I got for PlayStation 2,
Mhm.
and it just has a good feel good story, and it was a lot of fun. So like this last 2019, the last one came out, so 3, and it
Uh-huh.
was like 10 years in like not 10, exaggeration, but so many years in development. I was so excited, so I played that. I still haven't beaten it yet, but I know what you mean. Like you can
Uh-huh.
really like if you invest in the story, it's
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, but I want to say I heard from somewhere that video games are they either are one of or the fastest growing industry in the technology world.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Fastest growing.
Absolutely.
Like that's, faster than computers, cell phones, cameras, whatever.
Yeah.
Like with VR,
VR
it's
is gonna be
becoming a
crazy.
thing.
That's the thing. I'm like, all right, what's next? Like, the PlayStation 5 comes out this year,
Hmm.
so like, I'm saving up.
I feel like VR is like still kind of in its prototype phase, but I feel like
exactly.
my kids are gonna be like playing VR and shit.
yeah.
And I'm gonna be like, dude,
Let me get
like back in my day, we were playing
with
like,
controllers with wires. and
yeah,
shit.
I was playing SpongeBob Lights Camera Pants. God.
What you know about Madden? Like, yeah, I don't even know if Madden will be.
Mhm,
I get worried when I think about the future of sports in general.
mhm.
Like, not worried, but like just kind of like what
Well,
the hell?
things are changing.
Yeah, like what the hell is the NFL going to be in 30 years?
I want to say I saw an interview with Lil Wayne just to bring him back into the conversation.
Hell
He
yeah.
was talking about the NFL, and he was like talking about how they keep putting new restrictions on cornerbacks and
Yeah,
the
dude,
things
it's
that they
so
can
hard to
do
play
and the
defense.
contact.
Mhm.
And he's like, dude, they're trying to take away the physicality,
Mhm.
and like that's why people watch
Mhm.
football is because it's like gladiator shit,
Yeah.
and they keep stripping it away because of pressure from injuries, which I guess I can
Mhm.
understand. Some of those brain injuries are pretty scary,
Oh,
but
yeah.
if they keep doing it, like football's not going to be
No,
what
yeah.
it was.
Well, like youth football programs are just getting wiped
Oh,
out.
I
across
know.
the country.
Mothers don't want to put their kids
Yeah.
in football.
Which I get that
Mm-hmm.
because like not everyone's gonna make it to the NFL.
Right.
Like,
and so
obviously.
you're gonna end up like me, who I played football my whole childhood,
Right.
only to
Yeah,
all I got out of it
concussions.
was shoulder problems and
Yeah, and definitely. I don't know. You may have gotten. I believe I've gotten like 1 or 2 concussions. Like just.
oh, for sure.
It's just So, I definitely understand why. I think that the trend is more, especially what I've heard in the Omaha area, since I have like relatives and family that go to Omaha schools. The youth is like, it's a big push for flag football and just learning the mechanics, the fundamentals of football before, and then it's like high schools when their first experience with tackle football.
Yeah.
But yeah, the thing, there's the brain injuries. Those are like the CTE. That shit is scary. Have you seen the Aaron Hernandez?
No, but that looked good. I wanted to check that out.
Wow, like that whole Aaron Hernandez thing was right around the time when like football was like, I really, really, really like football. So like I didn't know the details of it, but like that is a crazy story. I definitely recommend it to if you're a football fan.
I saw like a
fan,
preview of it.
Yeah,
and they were talking. I think I heard them talk about how he was actually like a good dude. I don't think he was like a bad guy. Like
he didn't have the right. My perspective. One, he didn't have really good like control of his impulses. And you can contribute that to CTE. You can contribute that to many things, but overall, it's his blame. Like it's his to blame. And he didn't have good people around him. Like.
Well, that's common.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
I mean, look at I don't know if you've seen the 30 for 30 with Marshawn Lynch.
I have not.
And he was talking about the DWI that he got at some point in his career, and he was kind of saying like, look, like you take a guy like me, I grew up in Oakland where my mother wouldn't even let us go outside because it was so dangerous.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, age 18, I'm going on a full ride. He played at
Cal.
Cal Tech or
I think it's just
Cal.
I think I don't know.
I'm just trying to remember that video of him riding around on the gator.
Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure that's Cal.
That's the football game. That's a great video. But yeah, and he was like, dude, imagine being like some dumb kid from the hood, and all of a sudden, like people are just throwing money at you.
Yeah.
Like, how could you expect something to not go wrong?
Right. And that's but like kind of going back to like the beginning of what we're talking about, it's just like those kids getting just pushed in the spotlight. Like they're gonna make mistakes, and that's the thing. We're lucky enough that we make mistakes, but it's on such a minuscule level. Like no one,
right?
Like
It's your life's not over.
Know about it, we can bounce back. Like these kids, like kids,
you make a mistake, and the whole country knows about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
so and that just really would take a toll on anybody. Like I don't care how mentally tough you are. Like yeah, it's just that's the thing. I think going back to the whole music thing is that these labels need to really get better like counseling their young artists.
Yeah. Well, right now it's all about the money.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the sad thing. Like in a perfect man's world, like your perfect world, yeah, the counseling would be more of a factor. But you're right. It's about the money. Money speaks. Money talks.
Well, to bring it back around, I guess my last question for you is what's coming up next for Yungmanderek?
What's coming up next? No, I'm just keeping releasing on. Jeez Louise. I am going to keep releasing songs, get like one a month at least. Trying new things, kind of just finding my niche a little bit. But I'm really excited. With the way everything changes, I want to kind of keep in tune. And I'm just really excited. I'm not pushing any pressure on myself, and
just keep putting music out.
2020 started off rough with the lost Kobe and everything, but I think 2020 is gonna be a good year
for you.
Good year, personally for me. So
well, I hope to have you back on, and by the time you come
anytime.
on, you'll have doubled your listeners.
Let's
I'm
hope.
sure.
Let's hope. But thank you guys once again. It means a lot.
For sure. And that's a wrap for episode 9 with Derek Hansen. If you haven't already, go check out his music on Spotify. We'll have the link in the episode bio along with his social media accounts. As always, thanks for listening, and welcome back to Iowa City.
Praying on me like a goddamn saint. Driving with my head down, going to the paint. Jumping on the couch, you could call me Rick James. Don't cross me when I start to aim. Here we go again, stuck in my own head. Hope she brings her friends. Do I love her? too fast. Give your girl a case of whiplash. Hey, drop, let it splash. Brand new whip, I might crash. Eyes closed, driving too fast. Give your girl a case of whiplash. Yeah. Crisscross applesauce, better get the switch. Turn your ex-girlfriend into my new bitch. She Kim Possible, asking for the stitch. Sorry baby girl, I crashed a Ferrari in the ditch. I like her better when she don't wear makeup. She hates my problems but she don't wanna name them. We have feelings but we don't wanna trade them. We have desires, we don't really tame them. So long, farewell, hey. I'll meet you in hell, no. Won't kiss, won't tell. I'm going off the rails. I'm going off the rails. Pick and choose, red or blue. Nothing will reject you. Put me on snooze, I refuse. Karma will affect you. It be what it do, don't be confused. I won't accept you. I know I can't lose, still not amused. Why should I respect you? Drop, let it splash. Brand new whip, I might crash. Eyes closed, driving too fast. Give your girl a case of whiplash. Hey, drop, let it splash. Brand new whip, I might crash. Eyes closed, driving too fast. Give your girl a case of whiplash. Hey. Eyes closed, driving too fast. Give your girl a case of whiplash.